up. My head is ready to bust. We get the dough and I come at the cut.
Have you been tried in the fire? Have you been tried in the fire? Well, tell me, did you come through as pure gold? You kick it like the benefactor's benefactor. Well, truthfully, we know you never been a factor. Well, honestly, the truth is that you've been an actor. And now your actions got them boys, got the master. Lectures from the devil got you piping hot. This up and you get screwed and chopped on Michael Watts. When I was 10, I knew I should have been on Rap a Lot. Think like Jay Prince and I do more than just rap a lot. I went and got my digits up. Your favorite, bruh. You don't want no trouble, cuz. The 25th, I got a meeting with the governor. That's a rap a lot, no cap a lot. I used to put Farron down the Camelot. I used to whip up in my granny's pot. She asked my friends, was I? They said, no, be not. The lied to a praying woman. The truth's a heavy burden and it's weighing on me. Red Dog has caught me slipping with the wailing on me. I went to calling out for Jesus like a reverend on me. Chopped it up to sin, took it on my chin. Gotta take some L's if you wanna win. They took a but didn't take a sin. I didn't even have no real.
Today, from Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada, it's Week 7 of the NFL on EA Sports. Stafford and the Las Vegas Raiders versus Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles.
NFL football has come to Southern Nevada as we are in the menacing new Allegiant Stadium here in Las Vegas. The atmosphere here electric. No matter the venue, the home folks love their silver and black. They are fired up as their Raiders get set to face off with the Philadelphia Eagles. Again, everyone, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn. And Charles, we look at the Raiders here entering play. They've got all W's on the ledger so far, a perfect 6-0.
Yeah, still a long way to go in this season, but they're showing everyone early on that they intend to be there in the end.
Jalen Richard now on the return. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. Well, that should give him a spark. He's across the 40 to the 43. So here comes Raiders offense now onto the field. They'll be led out by their quarterback in his 13th NFL season now. It's Matthew Stafford.
And I think if you ask most folks to give you their first half MVP, very likely they're going to say it's this man right here. The NFL's leader in touchdown passes to this point in the season. Still 2 months to go. But if he keep going to the pace he's at, this is going to be a dangerous team come January, and he could very well walk away with the MVP.
First and 10, Stafford. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. That's caught inside the 20. He will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Tyreek Hill, 56 yards. And the Raiders have taken the early lead. Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson. And that makes it 7-zip Vegas. The offense wasn't out there for a long time. They were out there for a good time. One play, and they're able to hit pay dirt. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. For the first time, we get our look here at the Eagles offense and Jalen Hurts, the second-year quarterback out of Oklahoma.
And the tendency for most of these guys is to want to match things right away because they have a lot of confidence in their talent too. They just saw a big strike against their team, and you know they're thinking to themselves, I get this back right now on one play. Well, if it's there, you take it, but otherwise, just go ahead and calm your team down. Run the offense, get things going, and see how things settle in.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. And right away, he lost the football. And the Raiders pick it up. And they're already in the red zone. The 18-yard line is where they take over. The defense, they were swarming that time and ultimately got to him before he could get rid of the football and knocked it free.
And don't you feel just a little bit of sympathy for him back there, though? So much going on, so much swirling around. He's trying to find someone downfield. He's trying to move around to find an open target. Sometimes you forget the number one thing, take care of the football.
Second and 10, Stafford again. Looking for him again. This time it's complete. Touchdown. Matthew Stafford, 2 touchdown passes in this first quarter. And the Raiders are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead. Extra point by Carlson. Nothing good. And that'll make the score 14-7. Touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And it will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. So back onto the field here come the Eagles for their second drive. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Well, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. Well, this crowd does not like that call.
Understandable reaction from them. That's their team that the penalty is going against. But you and I both know they're going to take care of the quarterback.
On 1st down, Hurts rolling to his right. He's got the 1st down here inside the 30 and all the way down to the 25-yard line.
Well, that was man coverage. So once he decides to run with the football, there's no one to account for him, and he turns it into a nice gain.
They'll throw on 1st down with Hurts. Eluding the pressure right. Hurts fumbles it, and the Raiders have recovered.
Okay, after those first 2 drives, I think there's a head coach who's going to be called for CSI. They're going to want some forensics on this. What is going on with this ball club? Unable to hold on to the football and take care of it.
And 2 straight fumbles for them to start out.
And you would think that this team would come in ready to go. Sometimes just mentally not prepared, and it shows up in these types of plays.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Stafford now to throw. That was sailed a bit, but the catch is still made. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Hunter Renfrow with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Raiders are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Boy, these guys are off to the races, Charles. 20-0 already, extra point pending.
Yeah, you always hear that term. They just boat race someone. Heck, it's car race, motorcycle race, plane race, whatever you want. Right now, they are sprinting past it.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it's now 21-0. for a start. 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. And Philadelphia's offense ready to go again. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, and pushed it past the 50-yard line so they thought they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here? On 2nd and 10, Hurts, and down he goes, brought down the Raiders set. Von Miller gets him for a loss of 5. He is so tough to handle on the blitz, and that's Exhibit A. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. It's caught by Sanders, and they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. So that'll go as a 4-yard loss on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down.
No surprise they decided to throw on 3rd down. A little bit of a surprise that they completed the pass and lost yardage on the play.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Now Hill to return it. A good kick that time, but also a pretty good 15-yard return. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. Open man, that's Renfro. And he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. "21-0 our score after 1. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Throwing is Stafford. And his throw's going to be incomplete. So this game, Charles, you know, we talk about potential unbeaten seasons a lot. It feels like every year at some point in the season we talk about that. But this is one of those games where if you're unbeaten, you got to be careful. You can't take this one too lightly.
You're exactly right about that. And by rights, this should be a cakewalk. Almost a week off. Then the starters run up the score in the first half. Backups get to play in the second. But you and I both know that funny things sometimes happen when you think this way. So it's incumbent upon the starters to really play well.
That's caught. It's Gronkowski. Touchdown, Raiders. 4th touchdown pass of the game for Matthew Stafford. And the Raiders continue to pull away here in this first half. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And around his own here in this first half. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. Jalen Hurts and his offense trotting back out. In the second quarter, they're down big already. He's struggling as well. They've got to find something here. He's got to find something on this drive.
And sometimes you take out all that extra pressure on yourself, and maybe you have to disperse it a little bit.
Hurts fumbles it, and the Raiders pick it up. And on a short field to work with inside the 15 at the 13-yard line.
That's the 3rd time he's going to get so far in this game, and you know, you can make excuses for each and every one of them, but the bottom line is he's got to take care of it better, and now that he's shown a propensity for fumbling it, just think about what the defenders are trying to do.
Yeah, well, guys say, that's got to be caught for a Raider touchdown. Matthew Stafford does it again. 5 touchdown passes, and the Raiders open the lead up to 34-0. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that will extend this big lead. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. Here comes Eagle offense now as they get set to take over here. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. So you can have an empty possession, punt the ball away.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But I believe it was covered by an Eagle. It was. And Philadelphia is going to hold on to the football. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. Even Jonathan Hurts fumbles it, and the Raiders pick it up. That is into the end zone. It's a 5-yard return for 6 and a Raider touchdown. This first half has been a nightmare for that offense. Defense just dominating them.
And when you're picking up the ball, picking up their mistakes, and then taking it the other way and putting it in the end zone, that's a defense's dream. They're having that type of a game.
Everything that can go wrong has gone wrong for this offensive unit. That's your point by Carlson. Up is good. It is 42-0. The Stafford score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rolling it into the end zone for 6. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again, following that fumble return for a score. The return man down to the knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. The Eagles offense back out onto the field. And they weren't on the sidelines for long, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad you and I weren't down there. We could hear them. The coaches from all the way up here, they were adamant, you've got to hold on to the football or else we have no hope.
Yeah, it's easy for me to laugh sitting up here, but you're exactly right. If we were down there, that message would have been received a whole different way. Because turnovers, they've been a big problem for them. Got to take care of the football. Got to hold on to it.
So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. From the gun, it's Hurts. And the Raiders have got him. The safety blitz turns out to be a great call defensively as they sack him for a loss of 9. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
Sanders, and he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop him with a tick under a minute to go before half.
Well, to me, that's taking a big gamble defensively because that alignment you see, that's normally something you see down near the goal line. Because now, if they decide to go play action, something should be open there, and I think open big.
So maybe that's something that gets filed away for later.
I think without a doubt, you write it down, and if you see that hook at a later date, go ahead and take a shot.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Now a first down throw, Stafford. And this one is incomplete. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Stafford, and that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Now Stafford lets this go for Renfro downfield. And that nearly intercepted. 3rd and 10 for Well, for a guy known for his hands defensively, that's a ball he probably thinks he should have come up with. And instead, it's fourth down. Here's the Raiders punter now, as he's on a punt for the first time this afternoon. And look at this, it's a fake. And this is caught. And a fake will work. He's going to have a first down. The result there is the offense is going to come back on the field. A first down as they get 12 on the fake punt. Again, it's Stafford. And get this into the hands of Hill, complete. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Tyreek Hill in the final seconds of the first half. And the Raiders will extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the round is on here in this first half. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it ends with a Las Vegas touchdown. So with 3 seconds remaining in the half, they will line up to kick this one away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, they'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. No reason to do anything foolish as they'll snap it one more time on first down. All that remains is to snap this once, and that'll do it for the first half of play. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout, as we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports halftime report. Coach?
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. A lot to get to here as some of the division races starting to take shape as we look around the NFL here in week number 7. We'll begin our tour up at First Energy Stadium in Cleveland. And as you see, they were winners back on Thursday night. Ben Roethlisberger, a very good performance as his guys run the record now to 5-2. Next, we head off to check out another game, and they have the lead in that one over the visiting Lions. Van Jefferson, a touchdown reception. Finally, let's get to the country music capital of the world. See what's happening with the Titans at home in Nashville. And they were losers in that game as they fall to the visiting Kansas City Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes, terrific in the air with over 400 passing yards there. In the game you're watching is Matthew Stafford, who's had it working in the first half. He's thrown for over 200 yards already, and his guys have the lead as well. As we get you back to Brandon Guy.
All right, Coach, thank you. We welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. It's the Eagles ready to see the football first, and they trail here as we resume action in this third quarter. And the half will begin with a touchback. Jalen Hurts and his offense trotting back out. And this defense, they came prepared. He's probably going to be seeing them in his sleep if they don't fix things quickly.
And that's not exactly what he wants to see in his post-game slumber. So they've got to figure out a way to slow things down a little bit. Some screen passes, some draws, anything to make the defensive front hesitate a little bit. Think on their way back to the quarterback, maybe even a quarterback draw, some type of tendency breaker to change things up.
Exactly. Whatever the case, something to mix it up here. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just heading straight to the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play. The whole end of the game.
They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up fourth down.
The coverage was tight that time. They allowed the pass underneath to him, but they rallied to him pretty fast too. Converged on him and got him down. That'll bring up fourth down.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. Watch out for Hill on the return. A nice run back there off the good punt. It's a 16-yard return. And possession will switch hands, first and 10. Tyreek Hill making his way back out towards the huddle. This defense, they wouldn't mind not seeing him again for a while. 3 trips to the end zone. How about that?
I think right now, they would happily go to their general manager and say, is there any way we can get a trade for him, bring him over to our team so we don't have to cover him anymore? Because he is really having a heck of a ball game, isn't he?
Boy, he is. I don't know that mid-game trade's going to happen, but good thought. Stafford on first down. Lets this go for Renfro downfield. Touchdown, Raiders. Renfro, his second touchdown of the game, and his 9th on the year. And the silver and black continue to roll. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead will swell by 1 more. They certainly made quick work of that, ultra quick work. One of the fastest drives you'll ever see, just one play resulting in the touchdown. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Eagles offense now gets set to head back onto the field. They got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up.
Yeah.
Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at that time, actually.
You think he might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. On second down now, it's Sanders. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2.
How about that, partner? That happened in a hurry. Sudden, explosive, gets into the backfield, and spills the play.
And he was AFC Defensive Player of the Week last week because of plays just like that. Well, it's Donaldson, and they'll run the option on 3rd and short yardage. And the Raiders pick it up. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. Problems there on the option and a costly turnover.
Yeah, partner, you know, we watch practice sometimes and we see those drills where the quarterback's running with the football and they're swinging pads at it and the brooms are out and they're trying to poke at the football for ball security. I have a feeling next week they'll be next to that's caught. It's Gronkowski for the Raider touchdown. A great effort there with his second touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Raiders take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in. Carlson on for the PAT. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. A nice tiny little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position, and only one play to score it. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. And heading out for another drive, the Raiders defense recovered the fumble up on the scoreboard and got the momentum. And that's a confident group that we see hitting the field again. Just what you talked about. Took away the ball in the last possession. They feel like they can go ahead and do it again. They are locked in and feeling good about how this game is going.
And they're playing free. They're playing loose.
Yeah, and that's a good thing. You know, sometimes it can be a bad thing if you're too free, too loose, and you give up your responsibilities. But not this unit. They are ready to go.
On 2nd and 7, Hurts. And his throw here is incomplete. Well, the passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
2 yards is all they'll give him the completion. It's 4th down. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Eagles send out their punter now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Tyreek Hill making his way back out towards the huddle. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. How many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it? Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
On first down, Stafford here. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Here's Stafford. His throw incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
Meanwhile, on third down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. Las Vegas sending out their punter now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And they're going to try this again. It's another fake. And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. They fake the punt. It doesn't work out. And the Eagles defense able to hold. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45. Here's Hurts to throw. And that one off the mark behind him. Incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
To throw again on 2nd. And the pressure gets there. He'll go down. It's a sack. And it's going to bring us to the 2-minute warning. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score. Hurts sets up to throw. That is caught. It's the tight end Goddard. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. Hurts throw taken in by Watkins here. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder what a place like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now, because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. Throwing is Hurts. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late. But he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. Elliott good with a PAT as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Here comes Richard on the return. And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Stafford going to throw it. And off his back foot, he'll heave this one deep. And that is incomplete. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charlie, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
And that almost their first INT of the ballgame. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just talking about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on fourth. And this is caught. It's caught in by Gronkowski. Now the Raiders going to burn their third and final timeout. That'll be their third and final stoppage here as we step aside. From the 50, Stafford. Renfro bringing it in over the middle. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to really put up the amount of points that they did. Look at that clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game. They put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Las Vegas, their winning ways continue as they get it up to 7-0. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for Philadelphia, they dipped to 2-5 now with the